We'll record it. Okay, so starting from first of all, I'm just starting from few of the observations which I have came across in the test. Two, three things are still not clear to you guys. One of them is objective resolution. In general, I explained you the meaning of objective. That's there. Sadhna and Tanisha, can you switch on the camera? But in general, when we have that objective resolution word in your book, that is meant for only constituent assembly for that period of 4 years. Okay. So when the constituent assembly was formed at that time, what were their objective for making the constitution? It was only that. So whenever we say about objective resolution, we are talking only about uh, the constituent assembly who had the plan or what were their goals while making constituent assembly and what were their goals eventually in making a constitution. That's it. There is no other meaning. So whenever you see, that's why I wrote that question again, but many of you guys written that those are the goals for constitution. Correct. But you need to say that those are the goals for constitution made by constituent assembly. Because if you say just it is the goals for constitution, that can be still go on for now, right? Even now there are many goals for constitution to better the constitution, to make the laws in a better way. So when we say objective resolution, it's about the those 4 years when constituent assembly was there and what were their goals. Clear, everyone? Nothing else. So you just write in your answer, objective resolution means the goals and aims of constituent assembly for making constitution. So mention the word aim of constituent assembly. It's not aim of our government or aim of the people of India. No, it was the aim of constituent assembly. Okay. Second observation, fundamental duties. Uh, Fundamental duties are our responsibilities. Okay, we as a citizen of India. So many of the people have given the example, like I guess Tanisha and Krishna has written it as an example that how our parents take care of us. So as human being, we should also take care of them. Correct. That was an example. But in general, when I say fundamental duties, those are the duties we have for the country of India. No, just imagine you are a good citizen and the country is providing you education, they are providing you healthcare system, they are providing you benefits of railway and different infrastructure. You have parks, you have this and that. So similarly, you have responsibilities toward like taking care of the government buildings, the flag of India, the people of India, the other citizens of India. These are your responsibilities. So you need to write that. Means fundamental duties means your responsibility toward the country. Write this line. Fundamental duty means your responsibility towards the country or a citizen's responsibility towards the country. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, once I'm just saying it because again, you guys are doing some understanding mistake. Fundamental duties means the
Where we should write this in our notes also.
yes. Fundamental duties means the responsibility of a citizen towards the country. This is the one liner for this, the answer. What are fundamental duties? Now, if I say, give me example of fundamental duties, then you can write in your book, there are 5, 6 written. We should respect the flag, or we should take care of the government buildings. Those are the things which comes under various fundamental duties. Okay. Hi Priya, hi Sai Vaibhav. Yeah, for now just write this one. Fundamental duties means the responsibility of a citizen towards the country. That's more than enough. Okay, I'm stopping the share. So these were the two observations. One is the objective resolution. Second is the fundamental duty. Third, um, we have good morning, Priya. There is one more question which I said. What are the fundamental duty of sorry? What are the fundamental rights of India or the citizens of India? देखो, Article 19 talks about the fundamental rights of freedom. As what all freedom we have, freedom to choose or freedom to travel. Okay, but when I talk about fundamental rights, many of you have written it right, but Mohit and Bhavna has written incorrectly. Fundamental rights are जो मैंने sections में बताए थे, right to equality 14 to 18, that is one fundamental right. फिर right to freedom, that is from 21 to sorry 19 to 22, that is second fundamental right. Right to exploitation, right against exploitation, article 23 24, that is another fundamental right. Then right to education and institutional rights, that was there. Okay, for minorities. Mute. uh Tanisha, I'm muting you. Right to educational and constitutional institutions for minorities, that is one right. Then right to religion, right to have your own religion, that is one more fundamental right. And right to constitutional remedy, that is one more right. So these six are major fundamental rights, in which there are certain articles divided, how you know, 23 24 25 to 28. These are the fundamental rights. So this Mohit and Bhavna has written incorrectly. No, you have explained Article 19, but that is only for right to freedom.
Bhaiya, can you explain it again? You were stuck.
So, Shiv
You
Shankar,
can.
what I was saying, when we say about fundamental rights, in general, if I say what is Article 19 is fundamental right, which gives you freedom. That is one article. Okay, Article 19. But in general, when I say what are the fundamental rights, then there are six fundamental rights. Those are the bigger sections which we talk about. Right to equality, Article 14 to 18. Then right to freedom, that is Article 19 to 22. Then right against exploitation, that is Article 23 and 24. Then right to have your own religion, that is Article 23, 25 to 28. Then a right to have educational institution and aid for minorities, that is one more right. And the last one is right to constitutional remedies. Okay, these are the main fundamental rights. So when I'm asking what are fundamental rights, then you need to explain this. Okay, for now, these are the three major things which are mistakes from here and there, so you guys try to improve on that. And one more thing is, you guys written what is a writ bit incorrectly, but I guess I have taken the class yesterday to explain you what are writs, so you guys must be clear with that. Okay, I hope you are clear with that. Writ is the order given by the higher court and Supreme
Yes.
Court to the lower court,
It is a formal written order from higher court to lower court.
either higher court to lower court or to the executive of India. Executive of India is the government and the police and the government institutions. Okay, so order to lower court or the executive of India. That is for writ. And there was one more question. Just a second. I'll just check once. Question number 12 or 13, which people have done mistake. Uh, 12 and 13. Okay, it's clear what is on right to freedom. What is reasonable restrictions? This one I explained you. It's easy one. Most of you have written it correctly, but few of you have written it incorrectly. What a reasonable ground of restriction means. Acha, Mohit and few other people. Right now, just Mohit is clicking into my head. Reasonable ground of restriction is applicable for all the rights, not just for right to freedom. Any of your right, whether it is your religion right, whether it's your uh, freedom right, whether it is your equality right, all these rights have a reasonable ground of restriction. किसी को इक्वल फील करने के चक्कर में हम किसी को बुरा नहीं फील करवा सकते, किसी को रिलीजन उनका अच्छा दिखाने के चक्कर में किसी और का रिलीजन बुरा नहीं करवा सकते. सो व्हाट इज रीजनेबल ग्राउंड ऑफ रेस्ट्रिक्शन? नोबडी शुड फील बैड. आप लोग सब क्लास में बैठे हो एंड आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक श्योर कि तुम सब खुश रहो, तो मैंने कहा कि हम सब ग्राउंड में चलते हैं. ग्राउंड में चलने के बाद हम जब गेम खेल रहे थे, आई नीड टू मेक श्योर कि एवरीबडी इज हैप्पी और एवरीबडी इज एटलीस्ट सेटिस्फाइड. अगर मैंने किसी को कैप्टन बना दिया और कोई दुखी है, somebody else is unhappy, और इफ आई एम सेइंग कि तुम लोग क्रिकेट खेलो जिसकी वजह से लड़कियां कोई और गेम नहीं खेल पा रही क्योंकि उनके वहां पे बॉल जा रहा है, देन आवर रीजनेबल ग्राउंड ऑफ रेस्ट्रिक्शन इज गेटिंग अफेक्टेड, क्योंकि आप उन लोग को खेलने नहीं दे रहे हो, या उन दे आर नॉट एबल टू प्ले और दे आर नॉट एबल टू एंजॉय. Okay, so reasonable ground of restriction apply for all the fundamental rights where you can have your fun, where you can have your right, where you can enjoy the right to freedom, right to education, right to religion, but it should not impact somebody else. So Bhavna given an example that if we are singing, our sound should not impact somebody else. Correct. Similarly, some people say that if we are doing something, somebody else should not get impacted. But what I'm trying to say is, right, that reasonable ground of restriction is applicable for all the fundamental rights, not just for right to freedom. Clear? And reasonable ground of restriction
Yes.
means some kind of restriction which is there on your right that should not impact somebody else. That is a one liner. Okay, so now
So
let's
here
start.
we can write have fun, but uh, that should not impact anyone. We can
Yes,
write this or what you
yes,
have told.
yeah, that should not impact others. One liner is that, then you can give example. First is your rights or your benefits should not impact somebody else, should not impact somebody else happiness or making them uncomfortable. Yeah, let's now
Okay, sir.
come to directive principle. This is a word which we have learned before also. uh, हम लोगों ने क्या बोला कि what does article 32 gives us? Article 32 gives us the right or the possibility to go to the Supreme Court or to go to the courts in case any of our fundamental right is being taken, or it is we are being treated unequally, illegally, or as per religion, caste, anything. Okay, if somebody is treating us like that, of or if we are not given opportunity, or if our right to life is getting impacted, तो इसे जो कोर्ट के पास जाने को बोलते हैं ना, दैट इज कॉल्ड जस्टिसिएबल. इस वर्ड को कहते हैं जस्टिसिएबल, विच द आर्टिकल 32 इज गिविंग यू इज जस्टिसिएबल. इसका मतलब होता है यू कैन गो टू द कोर्ट फॉर जस्टिस. Okay, for all the article from article 12 till article 32, you can go to the court for justice कि मेरा ये वाला right सही से एडजस्ट नहीं किया गया, या फिर मेरे को ये राइट सही से दिया नहीं गया, या मेरे को मिसट्रीट किया गया बिकॉज आई एम अ माइनॉरिटी, आई एम अ मुस्लिम और आई एम अ क्रिश्चियन, तो मेरे को स्कूल में एडमिशन नहीं दिया गया, और आई एम अंडर एज 14, स्टिल आई वाज फोर्स्ड टू वर्क इन फैक्ट्रीज. ओके, so you can go to the court and you can ask about that. Your yeah, आपका right to life got impacted कि the working place where you work or the school where you go, that is not healthy. Anytime it can break and maybe it can impact your life. So you can go to the court and you can put a case against that. Okay, these are justiciable. But now the next part which we are talking about, that is directive principle. It is non-justiciable. मतलब these are not by default given rights to you. आप ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते ये मेरा right है. These are good habits. Just imagine कि हम लोग in childhood we tell kids about good habits and bad habits. We say it is good to wake up at 7 in the morning. It's good to uh, uh, pray the God. It is good to talk slowly, or it is good to help others. These are good manners. But if you don't do it, then nobody will put you in jail, or nobody will say कि इसने कोई crime किया. These are not crime. These are good habits. Similarly, what directive principle says from Article 36 to Article 51, these are just directions. Means बोला गया है कि आप इनको ऐसे करो. इनको करने से कंट्री अच्छा अच्छा बनेगा, लोग अच्छी तरह रहेंगे, लोग मोर हैप्पी रहेंगे. But they are not criminal acts. They are not acts for which you can go to the court and you can say कि महादेव is saying कि मोहित ने मेरे से ज्यादा जोर से बात करी तो मैम आप इसको डांटो. No, this is not criminal act. या फिर ये you cannot say कि मतलब तुम्हारे मम्मी पापा ने तुम्हें बोला सुबह 7 बजे उठने को. So court, can you please say कि my parents are taking my rights? No, they are not taking your rights. These are just directions to say कि what are good and what are bad. This is the first basic difference between directive principle and fundamental right. Directive principles are non-justiciable, whereas fundamental rights are justiciable. Okay, for fundamental rights, that is Article 12 to Article 32, you can go to court. For Article 36 to Article 51, you cannot go to court. It's just good directions. These are kind of directions or principles which are being told to you. If you do it, you will be happy and the country will be better. Okay. Second difference, fundamental rights are fundamental. ये आपकी जरूरत है. These are the need of the citizens of India so that they can live easily and they are not mistreated illegally, or they are not being uh, mistreated in terms of their caste, religion, language, and they are being treated equally in terms of opportunity in their jobs. Okay. Or medical facilities. Whereas um, directive principles are just instructions by the government or by the constitution which can be followed or cannot be followed. They are not forcefully that you have to do it. Okay. जैसे उसमें लिखा हुआ था कि untouchability is a criminal offense. So there is a prohibition of untouchability in article 17. There is nothing like that in article 36 to 51. ऐसा नहीं बोला गया कि this is a criminal offense और ये अगर करोगे तो कुछ गलत होगा. But if you follow them, you will be praised more. And हो सकता है इन फ्यूचर जब हमारे पास, देखो हमारी बेसिक प्रॉब्लम्स जो है, पोवर्टी या फिर इनइक्वालिटी या कास्ट सिस्टम या फिर जॉब प्रॉब्लम्स, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, जब ये बेसिक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगे, देन वी कैन थिंक ऑफ डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल टू मेक देम प्रिंसिपल्स एज वेल, मेक देम फंडामेंटल एज वेल. अभी हमारे लिए वो फंडामेंटल नहीं है क्योंकि द अदर प्रायोरिटीज आर नॉट फुलफिल्ड ऑनली. जो बेसिक प्रायोरिटी है, बेसिक प्रायोरिटी हमारी क्या है? द फूड सिक्योरिटी और द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट और पोवर्टी. When we solve these things properly, then we can think of making directive principle a fundamental right. तो मे बी ऐसा हो सकता है in future whatever is there in article 36 to 51 can become your fundamental right, but for now they are not. क्योंकि हमारे पास ना ही इतना पैसा है, ना ही हमारे पास अब इतना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है. वी आर द developing country. We are not developed country like US. Everybody clear what is the difference between directive principle and
Yes,
fundamental right?
yes.
So I told you two differences. One is they are justiciable, they are non-justiciable. Fundamental rights are justiciable, they are non-justiciable. Remember the word justiciable. I am definitely asking this question either in test or in final exam. What is the meaning of justiciable? Okay, it's important. Second difference is the definition. Fundamental rights are fundamental to you.
भैया,
How? Sure, sure.
Bhaiya, as you have given in our notes that English word and Hindi word, so we can write in that way also in our exam,
You
or
can
else
write.
we should write in English only.
You
Okay.
should write English for sure, but if you are unable to explain something, write in Hindi. That's fine. Okay. For now, your understanding is important, but what I'm trying to say, don't try to write entire sentence in Hindi. Put the word. Let's say you are not remembering ki untouchability ko
Only
English.
word.
Yeah, only words. Okay. That way you will remember at least the meaning of the word, but don't write the sentence.
Yes,
Okay. So first difference is justiciable,
yes.
non-justiciable, and the second difference is the definition which I said, fundamental rights are fundamental to you, so every citizen should follow. Whereas directive principles you may follow or you may not follow. That's fine. Okay, but if you follow, then it will be a good. It will be good for the country. Okay, now these are the differences. Now there is one more term. हम ये सब क्यों कर रहे हैं? अभी तक जो फंडामेंटल राइट्स थी, जैसे कि फॉर नाउ आई एम गिविंग एन एग्जांपल, आप लोगों की बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट है रोटी कपड़ा मकान. Every human being in India or outside. It's like we should have shelter, we should have food, and we should have clothes. पर जब हमको ये तीनों मिल जाएंगे, या हम अभी जो भी यहाँ पर है, we all are blessed enough कि we all have at least these three things. Then we think about other things to better, right? Like we think of कि हम अपना career better कर लेते हैं, या फिर हमें हमारे पास खाने के लिए अगर food है, let's have better food. Someday we try to have good food कि हम बाहर से खाना खा लें. एजुकेशन व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग एजुकेशन, आपको एक बेसिक स्कूल में मिल रहा है, योर पेरेंट्स विल ट्राई कि अगर उनके पास और ज्यादा पैसा हो, यू गो टू बेटर स्कूल. ओके. अब बहुत सारे ऐसे बच्चे होंगे जिनको स्कूल में पढ़ाई के बाद भी दे आर बीइंग सेंट फॉर ट्यूशन सो दैट दे गेट बेटर इन देयर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सो जब तुम्हारी बेसिक नीड्स फुलफिल हो जाती है, देन यू थिंक ऑफ बेटरमेंट जो कि तुम्हें और अच्छा बना सके. सो देयर इज अ टर्म कॉल्ड वेलफेयर स्टेट. वेलफेयर स्टेट is the main goal of article 36 to 51. तो जब constituent assembly के लोग, the people, when they were writing article 36 to 51, they were imagining a welfare state. Let's say कि I say everybody close your eye and tell me what, how do you imagine this world to be, or how do you imagine uh, your house to be? So I'm just closing my eyes and then I'm saying ki in India everybody should be equal, nobody should mistreat anybody, everybody should have food, everybody should have employment, everybody should be educated, there should be no fight on the basis of religion. These are all imagination, but this is the perfect definition of welfare state. In ideal situation क्या होता अगर ये बेस्ट कंट्री होता वर्ल्ड का? Okay, so the constituent assembly के framers, the constitution के framers like B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, and all the people who written this, they aimed what is the final goal as a country, that is a welfare state. Welfare state का मतलब होता है where everything is in the best standard, means everybody has job, everybody has food, everybody has good food, everybody has good health system, everybody is getting loans easily, everybody is going to school, everybody is traveling to each part of India, there is no fight, there is no communal rights, there is no inequality in terms of untouchability. That is called a welfare state. Okay, so
What, Bhaiya?
welfare state, शिव सुनाई नहीं दिया?
No, Bhaiya.
कितना सुनाई नहीं दिया? What did you not hear?
वो अभी जो लास्ट में आप वेलफेयर बोले ना उसके आगे का
हाँ बस
जस्ट डेफिनेशन.
हाँ, so the welfare state is a state where everything is perfect, completely perfect, whether the jobs standards, medical standards, whether the education standard, whether the food standard, everything is perfect. हर चीज जितना चाहिए उतना है तुम्हारे पास. That is called welfare state. So that is the dream of the
ओके भैया.
framers of the Constituent Assembly, to have a welfare state. उसके लिए उन्होंने बहुत सारे रूल्स लिखे थे. they wrote like कि education perfect होना चाहिए. So that is there in your book. Read that. Okay, what is the definition of welfare state and what were their goals? कि एक welfare state के goals क्या क्या होने चाहिए? Clear?
यस भैया.
If you guys are clear with this, then we will move to the last section of the directive principle. Uh, what are the difference between fundamental and directive principle? Done. Fundamental duties. Okay, we have learned about fundamental duties also, but fundamental duties is also comes under directive principle. Means you are supposed to help other, you are supposed to respect the flag. आप कैसे फ्लैग को रिस्पेक्ट कर सकते हो कि मतलब आप उसको मिट्टी में ना लगाओ, और यू गो एंड यू सैल्यूट द फ्लैग ड्यूरिंग रिपब्लिक डे. Okay, otherwise if there is a national anthem, then you should stand, or you should have you should stand in a क्या कहते हैं attention position. These things are there, but again it comes under directive principle, so they are not justiciable. मतलब uh, let's say in between there was a rule ki in movie theaters there will be national anthem played at the starting, and then the movies will start. Okay, so many people used to stand, and they used to stand with attention position, and they will sing the Janagana Manayati. But if somebody is not doing, that's not a crime, because it comes under directive principle. It does not comes under fundamental right. Okay, so fundamental duties are your responsibilities. पर अगर आप नहीं कर पा रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो, then it's not a crime. Okay, so fundamental duty also comes under directive principle. And one more difference between fundamental duties and directive
दे
principle
आर
is,
ऑल्सो नॉन जस्टिसिएबल.
yeah, they are also non-justiciable. Anything which comes in directive principle is non-justiciable. And one more thing is, fundamental rights comes under part 3 of the constitution. Okay, whereas directive principle is the part 4 of the constitution. So they have differentiated the part for this reason only, because it's justiciable and non-justiciable. Okay, this much is done. We'll do one thing. I'll stop there here because here the topic closed. I'll discuss about the goals of the welfare state. आप लोग rejoin करो. Okay. Okay. So now I'll just share my screen once so that I'll tell you what I'm exactly telling here. So they see here we have written something called goals of the welfare state. Okay. Now goals of the welfare state, there are many. like social equality and justice and economic welfare. There are many things like that. उसका मतलब क्या होता है? I'll just explain first the understanding. You had something as a dream or as a aim that you will score 100 marks. Okay, so that is the aim, to score 100 out of 100, or maybe have a very good job. Now, this is what the constitution writers or the forefathers has done for the people of India. They have written directive principles. Now there are actions. The dream was given by them that this is your aim. Now for the aim of scoring 100 or for getting a very good job, you will be doing some actions, right? You will be either studying 5 hours a day per day, or you will be like attending schools regularly, or you will be having completing homeworks. These are your actions so that you may achieve the goal of scoring 100. Everybody understood. One is the dream, which was being given the
Yes.
constituent writers. Actions are the steps which are being taken by you. Okay. Similarly, in case of goals of welfare state, those are the goals given in Article 36 to 51. These are the actions which are being taken by the government of India so that we can achieve that welfare state where everybody is in a better state in terms of jobs and medical standards, in terms of poverty, in terms of benefits of various organizations like that. Okay, so when I'm explaining these things, the star point things, these means that they are the actions which are being taken by the government of India. Okay, they are not the goals, they are the actions. Goals are different. Goal is to score 100. When I'm saying goal means to score 100, to score or have a very good job. Whereas studying 5 hours a day, attending school regularly, or completing homeworks are the actions. I gave you this example to understand the difference between goals and actions. Everybody clear with this? Everybody understood what I'm trying to explain here? Okay.
Yes.
Tanisha, it's a question to you. Did you understand what is the difference between the dream and the action? Tanisha,
Yes, ma'am.
एक बार बता सकते हो ड्रीम और एक्शन में क्या डिफरेंस है, जल्दी से, 2 लाइन में भी मेरे को चलेगा. तनीषा, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. तनीषा.
Bhaiya,
हम्म.
dreams are
हम्म.
something which we create in mind.
हम्म. That's there, but what is the dream which I have explained here in terms of scoring 100? Did you listen that? Okay, Tanisha, just listen what Sadhna is telling. Sadhna, can you tell?
But yeah, the action means which we are doing, like
No,
completing our
first tell me the dream. What does dream means?
dream means by thinking and taking actions to reach that.
Yeah, correct. Tanisha, so dream means the perfect imagination where you want to reach. Okay, whereas action means the steps which you are taking to achieve or to reach to that goal or to that dream. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so I'll explain now. Now for the social equality and justice, to make everybody socially equal, that is one of the aims of the forefathers or the people who has written the constitution. So what we are doing is right to education. Earlier, right to education was not a fundamental right. Right to education was a directive principle. Okay, but over the period of time, in 1947 we were not in a situation where we can tell that everybody has right to education. So at that time what we said that keep right to education in directive principle. But now over the period हम लोग का economic condition better हो गया, we became a better country. Earlier there were problems जहाँ पे farmers की death होती थी, they used to do suicide, and then there were droughts which used to happen, water irrigation facilities were not there, jobs were very less, and there was very less foreign money which was coming to our country. तो इसलिए education को fundamental right नहीं बनाया था. As soon as we had our infrastructure better and India became a better country, they have made right to education a fundamental right, which I told you it is added in Article 21A. Under the right to life 21, they have added a section called Article 21A, that is right to education. Okay. Similarly, the next one is special scholarship for weaker section and socially economic section.
भैया
Yes, Shivshankar.
भैया you
Hmm.
are telling that which article gives you right to education, you are telling that one.
Yeah, Article 21A. Now it's a fundamental right. Okay. Earlier it was a directive principle under one of the 36 to 51, in between of that. It has been moved from directive principle to fundamental right. Similarly, special scholarship for weaker section, socially and economically, means a scholarship dena weaker section like SC, ST, OBC in terms of jobs and in terms of education. So you have seen in competitive exams, in medical exams, if general category passing marks is 30 or passing marks is 40 out of 100, for SC/ST is 20. Okay, they have to score less. So that is special scholarship or special chances given to them, so that they can clear and they can easily come to those jobs because they might have some problems in their past. So this is how we are helping the weaker section. But this is not a fundamental right. It has been just right now is a directive principle. Maybe जब आगे जाके इतना पैसा हो, इतना condition अच्छा हो कि सबके पास job हो. Right now we everybody does not have job. So that's why we cannot make it a fundamental right. Okay, so that's why what we have done is we are saying जितना हमारी government से हो पाएगा, how much government can help the weaker section in terms of reservations, they will do it. But it's not something which will be बाय डिफॉल्ट होगा ही होगा. कल को अगर गवर्नमेंट को लगे कि उनके पास पैसे नहीं है, they might remove it. Okay, it's not a fundamental right. Similarly, now comes to economic welfare. Economic welfare is completely about money, about your financial situation. So these star marks are the points which are there written in your book. I have just written the heading. I want you to understand and explain it after reading the book. Don't just understand what I am explaining. You need to go back and read the book and give understand and then write it down. Don't give me the homework tonight. You have time till tomorrow night. Okay, but read the book for directive principle for these many points which I have given. Read the book and understand. So first of all is government abolishing जमींदारी सिस्टम. जैसे कि हमने अनटचेबिलिटी को अबॉलिश कर दिया कि तुम उसे कर ही नहीं सकते हो, सिमिलरली जमींदारी सिस्टम वाज आल्सो अबॉलिश्ड. सो जमींदारी सिस्टम क्या होता है, तुम लोगों ने हिस्ट्री में अगर पढ़ा हो, और आई विल एक्सप्लेन. जमींदारी सिस्टम में ऐसा होता था कि एक इंसान को बोला जाता था कि तुम्हारे पास बहुत बड़ी जमीन है, एंड अदर पीपल वर गिवन स्मॉल स्मॉल पीस ऑफ लैंड. उनको उस पीस ऑफ लैंड के लिए टैक्स पे करना पड़ता था. ओके, एंड अगर वो टैक्स पे नहीं करते, उस टाइम में टैक्स वैसा नहीं होता था कि आपको 1,000 रुपए देना है और यू हैव टू गिव 2,000 रुपीज. दे हैव टू गिव कि उस जमीन पर हाउ मच इज द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ एनी काइंड ऑफ क्रॉप. Maybe it's rice, maybe it's wheat. You need to give the 30% of that. Okay, so uh, all the farmers used to give some part of their production to the zamindar. Problem क्या होती थी, our like our farmers and our what do you say the people who grow crops, it depends a lot on the irrigation. तो irrigation कैसे होता है, या तो आपके पास boring wells हो, otherwise if there is a rain which is happening. पर उस टाइम में rain was not very permanent. It used to happen, मानसून में बारिश आई तो तुम्हारी खेती बहुत अच्छी होगी, पर अगर मानसून में बारिश नहीं आई तो तुम्हारी खेती नहीं होगी. So those people get into debts. Debts का मतलब कि वो अपना 30% टैक्स नहीं पे कर पाते थे, इस चक्कर में उनके ऊपर उधार चढ़ जाता था. And then these zamindari system people, what they used to do, they will snatch their land. उनसे अंगूठा छाप लेके they will take their land. So this was so wrong because you are forcing them to give away their land because there is no production of crops because of monsoon. अब उसमें उनकी क्या गलती है कि मॉनसून नहीं आ पाया, राइट? मॉनसून इज अ वेरी नेचुरल थिंग, राइट? यू कैन नॉट कंट्रोल दोज थिंग्स. अगर तुम बोलो कि मैं तुम बच्चों को बोलूं कि तुम में से जो भी 100 में से 70 स्कोर नहीं करेगा, अगली बार से मेरी क्लास में नहीं आएगा एंड ही विल फेल. अगर मैं इसको ऐसे बोलूं तो एवरीबॉडी विल से दिस इज सो रॉन्ग. दीपांकर भैया ने पढ़ाया भी नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं किया, बस बोला कि 100 में से 70 जिसके नहीं आएंगे वो फेल है. अगर मैं तुमको पढ़ाऊं, अगर मैं तुमको सारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करूं, तुम्हारे टेस्ट लूं, उसके बाद इफ आई से कि 100 में से जो 40 मार्क्स नहीं लाएगा he will be fail, then it makes sense, right? Because I'm providing you everything. Now what the Indian government is telling, we are providing you everything. We will provide you irrigation facilities in terms of bore wells, we will provide you cheaper crops, then you have to pay tax. हम तुमको सब कुछ प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, देन यू ट्राई टू पे टैक्स. पर अगर तुम मुझे कोई फैसिलिटीज ही प्रोवाइड नहीं कर रहे हो एंड देन यू आर टेलिंग मी दैट यू हैव टू पे टैक्स, दैट इज सो रॉन्ग. दैट्स व्हाई जमींदारी सिस्टम में they didn't used to provide anything to the farmer. They are like, just give me your crops ka 30% share. So that's why government has abolished zamindari system, जो कि ब्रिटिश टाइम पे था. So we have removed zamindari system. There is no zamindari system now. And if somebody is doing zamindari system, somebody is taking tax from the landowners बिना कुछ प्रोवाइड किए, so that is a crime. Okay. So they have abolished zamindari system. Now the next is land acquisition and rehabilitation bill. पहले क्या होता था कि दूसरों से ना लैंड जो द पीपल हु आर नॉट एजुकेटेड, सो व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू डू, दे यूज्ड टू टेक द लैंड जस्ट बाय टेकिंग द अंगूठा छाप कि गिव अस द थंब प्रिंट एंड दे विल टेक द लैंड्स. सो नाउ गवर्नमेंट हैज मेड प्रॉपर रूल्स. हाउ कैन somebody take a land? If let's say right now the land is in the name of Bhavna, how can I take the land is not just by taking the thumbprint. There is a legal procedure where you need to first give your name, you need to transfer the papers from your name to my name, and we will send it to the bank. They have to approve that it is legal. ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं कि भावना ने बस मेरे नाम पे लिख दिया तो प्रॉपर्टी मेरे नाम पे हो गई, नहीं. There has to be a lawyer who will confirm that yeah, now it is on your name, and there will be stamps which will be there from the government. So government changed the land acquisition policy so that illegal land snatching now, कि लोग किसी और का लैंड जबरदस्ती ना ले ले. कोई अगर पावरफुल है, जिनके पास गुंडे हैं या उनके पास पावर है, they just take your land. Okay, this is one of the step which was being taken by the government so that people have their own lands. Next is nationalization of banks. तो पहले क्या होता था कि लोग के पास बैंक्स नहीं होते थे. How it used to happen in your houses or in the villages which we used to stay, एक बंदा होता था जो बोलता था कि मैं तुम्हें 100 रुपए दूंगा और मैं उस पे 30% इंटरेस्ट लूंगा. देर इज नो नो टाइम, मतलब देर इज नो रूल फॉर दैट. मैंने बोला 30 तो 30, किसी ने बोला 70 तो 70, किसी ने बोला मैं 100% इंटरेस्ट लूंगा तो इंटरेस्ट. सो देर वॉज सो मच ऑफ प्रॉब्लम विद पीपल टेकिंग मनी एंड नॉट एबल टू रीपे इट, क्योंकि इतना ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रेट होता था. तो क्या हुआ, गवर्नमेंट ने बैंक्स को नेशनलाइज किया. वन ऑफ देम वाज एसबीआई बैंक, वन ऑफ देम वाज पीएनबी बैंक. ये नेशनल बैंक्स है जहां पे आपको लोन मिलता है कम इंटरेस्ट पे. इंटरेस्ट रेट होता है 6.5%, 7.5%. सो दैट ऐसा ना हो कि तुम कोई अमीर सा इंसान तुमसे 100 रुपए 200 रुपए देके तुम पे 100% इंटरेस्ट ले ले. सो दे हैव फॉर्मलाइज्ड द पॉलिसी ऑफ लोन टेकिंग. ओके, that is one more step taken by the government of India. Next is equal pay wages for equal work. There is something called Pradhan Mantri uh, employment yojana, Manrega. It is called Mahatma Gandhi Mgnera, Manrega. शायद मैं कुछ गलत लिख रहा हूँ, पर इट इज लाइक महात्मा गांधी नेशनल एम्प्लॉयमेंट rural employment yojana, something like that. Okay, so this is where we try that if you are working for a certain period of time तो तुम्हें equal pay मिले. अगर तुम बिहार में हो और तुम बिहार में एज ए मजदूर काम कर रहे हो और तुम केरला में हो, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए केरला वाले को एक दिन का 3,000 मिल रहा है, वेयर एज जो बिहार में काम कर रहा है उसको 200 रुपए मिल रहा है. सी हाउ मच इज द डिफरेंस इन द वेजेस ऑफ द टू. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. देयर हैज टू बी इक्वालिटी इन वेजेस. So they have started many Yeah, somebody said anything? ओके सो व्हाट आई सेड इज कि गवर्नमेंट मेड श्योर कि अगर तुम गवर्नमेंट की योजना में काम कर रहे हो, प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम विकास योजना या फिर महात्मा गांधी रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट, उसमें अगर आप काम कर रहे हो तो तुम्हें पर डे उतना पैसा मिलेगा जितना किसी और स्टेट में मिलेगा। हर स्टेट में बराबर पैसा मिलेगा, ठीक है। पर उस योजना के अंडर काम करना पड़ेगा। अगर आप प्राइवेट किसी के अंडर काम कर रहे हो तब नहीं। जब तुम गवर्नमेंट के योजना के अंडर काम कर रहे हो तो तुम्हें इक्वल पे मिलेगा। Then there is something called Ayushman Bharat Yojana. Ayushman Bharat is a medical facility which was being started by the government of India, where anybody or everybody has इंश्योरेंस कि आप 20,000 तक का या 30,000 तक का आप हॉस्पिटल में जाके आप खर्चा कर सकते हो, एंड लेटर यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर लोन फॉर दैट इफ यू डोंट हैव 20-30,000 रुपीज। ओके, एंड आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम है, कोई बीमारी है जिसके लिए आपको खर्चा करना है, सो यू गो, you get treated in government hospitals, and then you can ask for a loan for that Ayushman Bharat. As per Ayushman Bharat Yojana, you can get a loan of 20 to 30,000 rupees. Then there is something called Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. इसमें क्या होता था, मैंने आपको जैसे फार्मर्स का बोला, फार्मर्स काफी डिपेंडेंट होते थे, दे वर वेरी डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द मॉनसून एंड द क्वालिटी ऑफ सीड्स. सो व्हाट प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना सेज इज they get seeds at lower prices. If in the market the price is 10 rupees, as per this yojana, they can get the seeds at 2 rupees. तो ये कैसे मिलेगा? From where can they get it? There are specific shops which are government shops. आप अगर उस शॉप में जाओगे तो वहां पे आपको कम प्राइस में मिलेगा, अगर आप प्राइवेट शॉप्स में जाओगे तो वहां पे ज्यादा प्राइस में मिलेगा. सो यू कैन गो टू दीज गवर्नमेंट शॉप्स and vendors and they can provide you at a cheaper rate. That is called Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. It started in 2016. Then there is something called Jan Dhan Yojana. ये स्पेसिफिकली जो प्रोजेक्ट था सिर्फ लोन लेने के लिए था. बहुत सारे फार्मर्स होते हैं और फिर बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जिनके पास इस साल के लिए, मेरे को सीड्स पैदा करने के लिए और इरिगेशन के लिए 20,000 रुपीज चाहिए, पर मेरे पास नहीं है, उस फार्मर के पास नहीं है. यू नो वॉट, इंडिया का 50% पॉपुलेशन इज फार्मर्स, और हमें कृषि प्रधान कंट्री बोला जाता है कि हमारे देश में कृषि सबसे ज्यादा बड़ा काम है जिसकी वजह से ये देश चल रहा है. पर इंडिया में सबसे खराब हालत फार्मर्स की है, क्योंकि कोई फार्मर्स पे ध्यान नहीं देता. हम लोग खाना खा रहे हैं पर वो जो,
Can you explain?
शिव यू आर स्टक. Okay, as soon as Shiv comes, I'll explain his thing. So India में farmers की situation खराब है. So government make many plans just for the farmers of India so that उनका situation better हो, उनके पास पैसा आए, उनकी life better हो. Okay, so India is a कृषि प्रधान देश, but we need to take care of the farmers as well. So there is Jan Dhan Yojana which is for farmers again. Many times उनके पास crops grow करने के लिए पैसे नहीं
Bhaiya, can
होते.
you explain it again?
Which one you want me to explain?
Jan Dhan Yojana.
I'm explaining Jan Dhan Yojana is right now. In Jan Dhan Yojana, what happened is they can take loan. If you are a farmer and if you are saying that I want loan for this year crop growing, okay. If you are saying कि मुझे crop grow करने के लिए पैसे नहीं है, then you can get loan at less interest rate. These are specifically for farmers who can take loan for their growing of crops in their land and they don't have the money. So that's why this is Jan Dhan Yojana. There are two kind of cropping cycle. I don't know you have read it in geography or not. That's Kharif crop cycle and Rabi crop cycle. Okay, Rabi crop cycle starts in winter,
Yes.
and Kharif crop cycle which starts in the during the monsoon.
Summer.
Summer, yeah, not summer exactly, during the monsoon. Okay, so खरीफ एंड रबी के लिए सेपरेटली यू कैन टेक लोन फ्रॉम द जन धन योजना, कि हमारे पास पैसे नहीं है, सो यू गिव अस मनी एज अ लोन एंड वी विल ग्रो क्रॉप्स. देन द लास्ट वन इज द नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी एक्ट. तो इंडिया में पॉवर्टी इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. 30% ऑफ इंडियन पॉपुलेशन इज बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन, एंड एवरी डे अराउंड 30 to 40% पीपल स्टे hungry. Okay, so this is one of the biggest problem during our COVID-19 as well. So क्या हुआ था, आप लोग के पास राशन कार्ड होते हैं, राशन कार्ड से आप जाके गवर्नमेंट शॉप से आप वो ले सकते हो. इट इज कॉल्ड FDS आई गेस, फूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिक्योरिटी समथिंग. ऐसे शॉप्स होते हैं जहाँ पे जाके आप फूड ले सकते हो लेस रेट्स पे. तो क्या कर दिया गया था ड्यूरिंग कोविड, अर्लियर व्हाट इट वाज सेड कि आपका राशन कार्ड जहाँ से है, So if your ration card is from Andhra, if you go to, let's say, West Bengal, you will not get food for that ration card. You have to take it from your state only. But during COVID, what happened? There are so many migrant workers who cannot move to other parts of the country. So they made the change. Now ration card is applicable all over India. It's called ONORC. One nationality, one ration card. Okay, so that if you have ration card in any part of the country, you can take food items from the food shops, government food shops at lesser rates by that card. So you need not to be in your state only. So that is what the National Food Security Plan, which is being changed by the country and the government of India for the betterment of the people of India. So these are the actions. Right now also we have the problem of hunger, we have the problem of unemployment, we have the problem of loan and money, we have the financial problems, we have education problems. But what I'm trying to say is these are the actions which are being taken as per the directive principle by the government of India to achieve a welfare state. Okay, we are trying to become a welfare state. Maybe after 100 years or 50 years, we become that much. But right now, these are the actions which we are trying to make our country a better state or a better country. Okay, that is called a welfare state. Everybody clear?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay, this much is done for the chapter 3. You guys have homework time for this till tomorrow 10 p.m. And on Monday you will have test of paper 1, 2 and question chapter 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so you guys can ask me any doubts and you can tell me what you did not understand and we can discuss over phone.
Oh, Bhaiya, till now, whatever we have learned from that only, chapter 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, everything will come. Okay, try to read the book also wherever
Bhaiya,
you're not understand. Yes, tell me.
today, which what you have taught, that is chapter 3, now.
Yes, this is chapter 3.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
chalo. Thanks everyone. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye, Bhaiya. Have a great day. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
You guys also have a great